Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Kakwadash, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Kakwadash. Nawathan Kal Halal La or Halalium La Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Kakwadash. I'm going to entitle this video Hebrews to Negros Ronald Dalton Jr. is not a One West. What I mean by that is he's never been a part of One West. He's not a break off from One West. I don't know where his doctrine came from. I don't know if it came from a particular group of Hebrew Israelites. I do know that he deals with the Old Testament and the New Testament. So he's not an Old Testament only Israelite. But I don't know if this is his main page or one of his pages, but if you put in Hebrews and Negroes, well, just Hebrews and Negroes, just all of this will come up there. So his name is Ronald Dalton Jr. There's a whole controversy behind the movie Hebrews and Negroes, and then there was like a second part to it, Hebrews and Negroes 2, Amazon official site. I don't know what's going on with that, but what I found out is some new news that, and I'm going to go to his page. Matter of fact, I'll click on it right now. I'll let you listen to some of this. This is like I said, this is one of his pages. Maybe this is his main page. Hebrews and Negroes TV, aka Moses Levy. The Negro Network. Click on that. See what this is all about. Your connection is not private. Okay. So I'm not going to deal with that. Anyway, let me open up his YouTube page, or one of his YouTube pages. Anyway, I was going through this in the last 4 days. Oh, I just found out that this whole mess with Kyrie Irving and the apology, and he paid them $500,000. He gave them an apology, but he still has to take more steps. It shows you that this man is truly the damn devil. If somebody did anything wrong, said anything wrong to me, and gave me $500,000, that's all you got to give me, brother. You forgiven. So he gives 500 million. I'm sorry, was it 500,000? The owner of the Nets gives 500 total, which is a Moabite, gives to the so-called Jews, the ADL. I believe it's directed to the ADL. But then they put pressure on him to apologize. And then there was a video, or a couple of videos, where it says there's more steps he's got to take. What the fuck he got to do? Give up, cough up a lung? This is fucking hypocritical bullshit, man. And you, Jake, should keep an eye on this. Now, just come to find out that I believe this is Hebrews and Negroes 2. There was one of them, I believe it's 2, where Ron Dalton featured the film at Shaq's own theater in Newark, New Jersey. Shaq is from New Jersey, so he owns this multiplex theater, and he actually played the video at that theater. So why, Oh, and then Shaq said that what Kyrie Irving did was stupid. I mean, why not have the fire under Shaq's feet for allowing this guy to have his movie played at this theater? Well, you might say it was just a business deal, but shouldn't you know it's being played there? So this is hypocrisy all the way around, man. But this is good, because this is, giving awareness to our people slowly waking up. But anyway, I don't really have anything planned. I don't have a scripture set up. I'm just gonna go by the Spirit. Anyway, I'm looking at his videos. I came on this page maybe 3 days ago, and last night I was on. I was listening to one video. I was listening to some of this. This is his latest video 2 weeks ago. He should have put up a video with all this controversy. Kanye wasn't Hebrews to Negroes. Did Ye watch the movie or get the book? If so, buckle up, folks. And then you have this one. Why do black celebrities fear the black Jew discussion? Is it time for blacks to leave America? Another thing he teaches is that he teaches the flea doctrine, like GOCC taught, that Babylon will be destroyed. He believes that Babylon is America. So he's saying we got to get out of here, because if we don't get out of here, we're going to be destroyed by the Most High. Doesn't say anything about the missiles. I mean, I got to watch all the videos, but this one kind of caught my eye. And then there was another one on the mark of the beast, and I'm going to go to that one. It says UFOs are not coming for the Israelites. Blacks are not Indians. The land of Canaan is in Africa. So he doesn't believe that, the Indians, the indigenous people of America, are Israelites. So his doctrine is way different from the One West doctrine. He probably believes Cornelius is Edomite. I don't know, but anyway, you know what I'm gonna do? Oh, he go. Let me see if I can. Let me do this. Let me do this. Forgive me. Bear me for a minute. I want to find this part where because we say we call the UFOs chariots. Chariots is just a vehicle. Modern day chariot is a car, bus. Let's see, I just want to try to find this. Bear me for a minute. He says if we say that the chariots are really UFOs. Oh, right here it is. I believe this is it right here. All throughout the book of Exodus and other books of the Bible, the word for chariot, Hebrew Strong 7393, Recab or Recab, and Strong's 4818, Mar Kaba or Mer Keba is used, or from, like a chariot. The word for horses, Hebrew Strongs, is supposed Sus or Sawas, is usually in the same verse or chapter with the word chariot, but many Hebrew Israelites have replaced what we know as a true chariot to that of a UFO ship. So using this logic, the Exodus story now appears to have 600 UFO chasing UFOs chasing after the Israelites. Look, we know that the Lord is going to deliver us by way of chariots. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Okay, so he doesn't understand. His eyes are not open to see that those are the chariots, because we are going to be delivered out of here. We're not going to get passports, hop on planes, and go to Africa to escape the destruction of Babylon. We're going to be delivered. Delivered. Revelation 18:4 uh, goes hand in hand with Revelation 11. Um, I have a whole list of scriptures here to go to in case I forget any of them. But I want to get the ones that deal with us actually being delivered. So Revelation 11 is one of them. Daniel 12, starting from the first verse, is another one. Michael coming down to deliver us. Second Thessalonians. Hold up, wait a minute. Oh, Zechariah 9:12. That's about deliverance. Zechariah 9:12. Matter of fact, I'll go to that real quick. We already know these scriptures by heart. Let me bring this over here. This is mostly for you newer people out here. Deliverance of Judah and Ephraim. So we're going to have to be delivered from out of this place. As for thee also, by the blood of thy covenant, I have sent forth thy prisoners out of the pit wherein is no water. Turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoner of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee when I have bent Judah from me, fill the bow with Ephraim, and raise up thy sons, O Zion. Judah and Ephraim represents the coming together of the fulfillment of Ezekiel 37:16 of Zion. Zion means monument, and the whole nation is this monument of the Most High. The Most High remembers the whole nation. The two nations coming back together, two kingdoms coming back together against thy sons, O Greece, which are Esau, and made thee as a sword of a mighty man, and the Lord shall be seen over them. What is that talking about? And the Lord shall be seen over them. This is the time of Jacob's trouble. We're going to be delivered at the time of Jacob's trouble. So this is talking about Jacob's trouble. And Yahweh shall, and the Lord shall be seen over them, and his arrow shall go forth as the lightning, and Yahweh the Most High shall blow the trumpet and shall go with whirlwinds of the south. So as you read down, you can see that we're going to be delivered. We're going to be delivered. We're going to be taken up. Ever be with the Lord. Okay, I don't know why I didn't have that in my list. I do have First Thessalonians 1, verse 6 to 11. Matter of fact, let me see. Anyway, let me open this up. This is what the Christians call a rapture. Those who died in Yahushua. I started 12, First Thessalonians 4, verse 12. For ye may walk honestly toward them that are without, and that ye may have lack of nothing. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep. Those are the ones that died in the Lord. That ye, it tells you in Revelation 14 chapter, that they that die in the Lord, their works do follow them. That ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. It says, for if, now it said in Zechariah 9, ye prisoners of hope, right? For if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, even them also which sleep in Yahushua will the Most High bring with him. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of Yahweh shall not prevent them which are asleep. So what does that mean? We're going to flee to Ghana, Africa, but we're going to exhume the bodies and bring the bodies. What is that? Africa? It's talking about this. We're going to be delivered from the land of our enemies, so our enemies can see us being delivered and being Psalm 91, Revelation 11 again. For this, so the Most High is clearly not dealing with this guy. But the Most High is using him. Now, could he wake up to it? He has to come to our side. We're not going to come to his side because he doesn't have 100% truth. How the hell are you going to get millions of Jakes to go back to Africa? It says, for this, we say unto you by the word of Yahweh, the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep, for the Lord himself shall defend from heaven. Didn't we just read that in Zechariah? With a shout, with the voice of the archangel, Daniel 12, Michael the archangel, Revelation 12, Michael the archangel, right behind the Lord. And with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Yahushua shall rise first. The literal dead in the graves, they're going to come out of the graves. They're going to, how do you say, rematerialize. You know, like, give you an example, the Star Trek series. They would go into this tractor beam and they would dematerialize and wind up someplace else. So what they did was they destroyed the elements in the ship and brought back the same elements. Everything is broken up into elements. Your body is made of elements. It says, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead and the Lord shall rise first. Then we which are alive, the ones of us that are here, and we remain here, we did the work, we are the elect, we're going to see, these great men and women of Israel, Abba, King Mashar, so forth, Yaquab, whoever died that was in this truth, we're going to see them come back in their bodies, and we're going to come back as young bodies. Nobody's going to come out in a wheelchair. All right? A nurse standing beside them. Where they got shit up in their arms and down in their goddamn mouth, down in their throat. But then we which are alive and remain, the scriptures speak about the strangeness of his salvation. So what's strange about getting passports and going to Ghana, and then the America's going to be judged? No, they got to see us getting. That's what Revelation 11 is all about. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. What are the clouds talking about? The way the Lord left in Acts 1, the two men in white, which were angels, said, why gaze ye up into heaven? Your Lord that left in the cloud, he's going to come back the same way. And it says that in Matthew 24, coming back with the angels. So you take all these precepts and you put them all together and you get a story. To meet the Lord in the air. Why? Because the ships are going to come down, which they call them clouds. Because, you know, Esau has film footage and photographs of angels enfolding in a cloud. And then sometimes the ships, you can see the ship, you can see the cloud disappear, and all of a sudden there's a ship there. And so shall we ever be with the Lord, meaning that's when the kingdom starts. That's when our bodies are changed. In a moment, in a twinkling of an eye at the last trump. It says, wherefore comfort one another with these words. And that's why we're here. That's why the Most High set us up to comfort you through the scriptures. We have the Holy Scriptures to comfort us. That's in the book of Maccabees. So the way we're going to be delivered is a strange deliverance, man. Daniel 7:9 on down talks about deliverance. How the Lord's going to come back. He's going to deliver us. Psalms 91. It says, only with our eyes shall we so see and behold the reward of the wicked. We're going to look down and we're going to see the destruction. These are all scriptures that we know by heart. Another one, Isaiah 31 verse 5. Let's go to that real quick. As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. It's talking about defending the Israelites. How is he going to defend us? By taking us up into those chariots, not the chariots that the Egyptians drove in. So when you come across that word chariots, sometimes it's talking about actual chariots. And in the case of Elijah being up, that wasn't an actual chariot. Because how you going to get a chariot in the air? Defending also, he will deliver it. It is us, and passing over it will preserve it. Turn ye unto him, from whom the children of Israel have deeply revolted. Because only the elect is going to be delivered, and the rest of our people are going to be destroyed. There's so many precepts here. You got 2 Kings. You got Wisdom of Solomon 5, verse 2. Well, you can start at 1. You got Psalm 68, verse 13, all the way down to 17, and it takes you back to Moses receiving the commandments. They came in ships. That's the vehicle that Yahweh Shai is going to use to come back with the angels. Ezekiel chapter 1 described the ships. That's what Ezekiel saw. He described chariots. There's a movie come out called Chariots of the Gods, and in that movie that came out in 1970, the Edomites produced it, and they said that they went through the book of Ezekiel chapter 1, and they said that described a so-called UFO. Matthew 24, verse 27 on down to 31. Isaiah 60, verse 8. Let's see what that says. Who are these that fly as a cloud? Let's go back to Acts 1. I mentioned the Lord was taken up into a cloud, which was a ship, and as doves to their windows. We're going to look down and behold the reward of the wicked. So if you're spiritual, you can't look at the scriptures so much with a logical eye. You got to look at the scriptures with a spiritual eye. The eye has got to be open. And the Most High definitely, the truth definitely came out of One West through Abba Bivens, which is Elijah. He's definitely Elijah. Second Kings 2, verse 9 on down. Zechariah 5, verse 1 on down. Revelation 10, verse 1. Psalms 104, 3 to 4. 2 Kings 6, verse 17 on down. Come up hither, Revelation 18 and 4 goes hand in hand with Revelation 11. Matter of fact, let me go to Revelation 11. These are basic foundational scriptures on the UFO because I have a list of all the scriptures on the so-called UFOs. So what he got, Ron Dalton, what he got correct was we are the people, but he teaches that the people of the Americas, Christopher Columbus got the people that Christopher Columbus encountered, they're not the Israelites, according to what he said. So let me go right to the point. I'm not going to read this whole thing. I'll go to 11th verse. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them. This goes hand in hand with Ezekiel 37, the dry bones in the valley. And the valley represents a lowland, and the valley represents the U.S., even though it's scattered all over the place. It says, and they stood upon their feet, goes hand in hand with Ezekiel 37. A great fear fell upon them which saw them. The fear is these other nations, these heathen nations. Because every time they turn around, they see this whole Israelite, we are the Israelites, we are the Israelites, we are the Israelites. That's why they came so hard against Kanye West, and Kyrie Irving. Because the real reason why they came up against them is because they're beginning to wake up to the fact that of who they are. So this lie that's been swept under the rug for I don't know how long is an unraveling. The truth is coming out that we are the people. So now they got this new thing with this guy in the land of Israel. He's supposed to be the Messiah. But some people are calling him the Antichrist. Others are saying, well, he's the actual Messiah. Got to keep that lie going. But there's too many of our people that are waking up. It says, and like I said, the supreme Yahweh Bashem Shai used Ron Dalton with that film, and that's showing you the hypocrisy of this whole situation. Come to find, it's on. You can get on Amazon. They didn't get on. They didn't get on Jeff Bezos about having it on his platform, selling it. They didn't get on Shaq premiering it in his movie theater in Newark, New Jersey. So it's hypocrisy all the way around. It says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. What is that talking about? This goes out to Ron Dalton. What is that talking about? And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. The way that what did it mean by the Lord being lifted up into a cloud in Acts 1? And what did it mean by the two men in white? The angel saying the way he left is the same way he's coming back. He's coming back in cloud. He left in the cloud, he's coming back in clouds. So when you put all the scriptures together, you know it's talking about ships, especially Second Ezra chapter 13. That's plain as day. Ezra mistaking that chariot, that large ship, as a mountain. He looked down to see where did he get that mountain from. It wasn't a mountain, it was an actual ship, a gigantic ship that was the size of the mountain, because we're going to be delivered in that ship. Going back to Revelation 11, we're going to be delivered in the ship, the one ship. The angels are coming to destroy shit. And they ascended up to heaven. Who's going to ascend up to heaven? The elect of Israel. In a cloud, one. And their enemies beheld them. In the same hour was there a great earthquake. What's going to make the earthquake? Those missiles. The ships shooting out their lasers. So if your eyes are not open to this, that means you're not of the elect. That means you don't have the oil. You just know that you're an Israelite. There's certain people out there that just know that they're Israelites. So let's come back over here. Where am I? Okay, so he said, so anytime you see the word chariot, but many Hebrew Israelites have replaced what we know as a true chariot to that of a UFO ship. Okay, so what can a chariot do? A chariot has wheels and it's pulled by horses, right? So it can't fly, right? So can you please explain this? Let me give you the precept. 2 Kings 2. Second Kings 2. And I'm going to go right to the word. Wait a minute. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, I found it. Really, you can start at the 9th verse. Elijah was delivered in a what Esau would classify as a UFO or UAP, a spaceship, a flying saucer, whatever you want to call it. So it says here, let me go right to the 11th verse. And it came to pass as they still went on and talked and talked, which was Elijah and Elisha, behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and departed and of fire, and parted them asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. What does it mean by a whirlwind in heaven? It's talking about up there was a spaceship up in the sky. The same thing that Zechariah saw in Zechariah 5. A flying robe. So let's look up this word chariot. Let's pull out some words. So this is not the same type of chariot that the Romans had in the chariot races. This is not the same chariot that the Egyptians had when they pursued the Israelites. So let's deal with the word chariot. Rakab, a team chariot tree, millstone riders, chariots, upper millstone riders, troop, horsemen, pair of horsemen, men riding, ass riders, camel riders. Modern day chariot be the car, right? The chariot, a vehicle. A vehicle. Cars drive around with what? It's not a car, chariot. Yeah, a car is a chariot. What powers a car? Horsepower. Rakab, to mount and ride. Ride. We ride a chariot in the ancient world. We ride a car, which is a modern chariot. And then Elisha was beamed up into an angelic chariot, which the white man classifies as a UFO, UAP. Esau in a plane, that's a chariot. That's Esau's chariot in the sky. The Lord has his chariots. And we're going to get beamed up just like Elijah got beamed up into a UFO, which the only way they can describe it is by calling it a chariot. Let me come back over here. So this guy is not really deep. So we got Rakab, Genesis 50 verse 9, and there went up with him both chariots and horsemen, and it was a very great company. That's talking about chariots in the ancient world, which you had horses pulling the chariots. That's why I said horsemen. Ready his chariot. So the same word for Elijah. How did that chariot and that horses get up in the sky? Because there wasn't horses up there. It was a so-called UFO. Anyway, I believe I said enough on that. Now let's go. So this man is not his eyes are not spiritually open. It says UFOs are not coming for the Israelites. Blacks are not Indians. The land of Canaan is in Africa. And this individual right here, MJ Lee, he cuts him. He says the chariots are ships. But anyway, this is what I want to do. Let's come back over here. Okay, the anti-African spirit of the black Hebrew Israelites. Do we have Israelite agents in disguise? See, he pushes this stuff about all the Africans. Every African are really Israelites. Well, wait a minute. In another video I showed of you speaking, I forget which one it was. You got to go to find my video where I feature this guy. He speaks of the three sons of Noah, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. He says Ham are the so-called current Africans, which he's right on that. Then he says Shem, that's where Abraham came out of. Well, wait a minute. The Israelites came out of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Israelites are Shemites. So how can Hamites be Israelites? Now you can say that all the Israelites went to the land of Ham and killed off the Hamites, and you can say that, but there's got to be Africans there. There's no end to all the people. These nations are going to remain into the kingdom. You're going to have Canaanites and Ishmaelites and Edomites in the kingdom. So he's all over the place. And like I said, with all this stuff about this video, shouldn't this guy be making a video, man? The last 3 days, shouldn't this man be making a video? Okay, this is what I was listening to. This is not an Israelite, man. This little nigga right here is not an Israelite, man. These are heathens. Unless he's just a bugged out Israelite in the heathen state of mind, there's certain tribes that sharpen their teeth. These are fucking heathens, man. Okay, where was the video? But you know what I'm gonna do? Let me do it this way. I believe this is it. Let me see. Mark of the Beast pre-enrollment warning to all Black people. Is America a burning house? Wake up. Here's another one. Mark of the Beast. What is the plan? Israelites. Mark of the Beast. Obey God. Good slaves. Trust in my system. Versus I'm out of here. You can stay here, meaning go to Africa. And I want you to hear this, and I believe this is the one, and I believe this is the minute marker. Okay, I believe it's around here. Bear with me for a minute. Let's listen in.
In your hood, in your ghetto, nice house in the suburbs. And they're thinking that on this land, the land of our captivity, is going to be the wilderness. So they believe that the wilderness is going to be in the land of our captivity. The wilderness is going to be in the same land of our captivity. So just like ancient Egypt.
We never said there's the wilderness. The wilderness that we fled into was Africa, into her place, which is America, Babylon.
Land of the Israelites' first captivity. Imagine if Egypt was also the wilderness. So they didn't have to leave nowhere. They just had to separate and live in their own little cities and towns in Egypt, not under Pharaoh's rule. It is Pharaoh's rule. But these are the things that Black people are saying. That we can be in our safe place, in our place of refuge, in our wilderness in America, aka the land of our captivity, aka the land that was birthed off of Baal worship, Babylonian worship, Egyptian worship, Egyptian symbolism, Babylonian symbolism, Canaanite symbolism, religion, fake.
Matthew 24 speaks about the elect not being deceived. You got a lot of different camps among Israelite. You got the consciousness community. You got all these different church. So the ones of you that go to these different whatever religion, whatever you want to call it, you're definitely, if you stick with those, that Kemetic thing, the Moorish thing, you're not of the elect. And then even among Israel, you got the right way, the full 100% truth, and then you got Israelites that go off on a lot of things, like GOCC, what is that, Elder Lakar, he called for, he deceived the people that they have to flee. The free doctrine had to flee America to go to Egypt, to go to Israel. And then when they listened, a lot of them were silly ass women, going to lead silly women laden with iniquity. A lot of these women are groupies, they want to get with the leadership. A lot of these women are groupies. Some of them are legit, but they had him. They said you got to go to Egypt, so they went to Egypt. He wasn't there to meet them, and they were out there on their own. They ran out of money, and now he's not teaching that. So you got this guy, Ron Dalton, teaching that you got to go to Africa. And he goes to Africa. There's videos that he's actually in Africa, South Africa, Ghana. So his thing is, we got to get out of here. We got to go to Africa. And Israel is in Africa. It's not the place above directly above the Red Sea, the north of the Red Sea, the Gulf of Akbar. When you go north, you hit the land of Edom, Moab, Ammon, and then Israel. He's saying that Israel is in Africa. So, if you follow him, that means you're not of the elect. You're gonna get caught out there. I mean, one thing he has, he's an Israelite. He knows a few things, but it's like a puzzle. He has the pieces of the puzzle, but he doesn't know how to put the puzzle together to get a clear picture. He doesn't have a clear picture. Hey, the leader of the GOCC didn't have a clear picture. Else he wouldn't teach that nonsense that we got to flee and then turn around and teach something else. So let's listen to a little bit more. He said a lot, and it was around at this point, I believe it was 34 minute mark or so. He's going to say a lot of things. So I'm going to let you listen. I'm going to speak, and then I'm going to close. I'll say a few things, and I'll close it.
Paganism, idolatry, it's all seen in America. Babylon is not Africa. Mystery Babylon is not Iraq and Baghdad. People have to really use their brains. Stop loving on America. Stop trying to protect it. Stop trying to put the scriptures and make you believe that the mark of the beast is not real and that Babylon is not America. And
the mark of the beast is real. The mark of the beast is real. But do you know what it means? I don't know what he knows. Y'all know how much he knows. Let's listen to some more.
And the mother, father of America is also connected to it as well. Stop doing that. It's really sad because our black people are going to perish because of lack of knowledge, because they reject knowledge. So two things: we lack knowledge, and it shows, and we reject knowledge. When we get the knowledge, we reject it. We tell people that's giving you true knowledge that you're crazy because you're in doing the work of Satan. They actually some people say I'm doing the work of Satan. This is like ridiculous. But I'm pushing truth. But Satan doesn't push truth. Satan pushes lies and deception. So you see how this whole thing is played out now. With mass deception on all levels. Christ said that in the last days when he shall be deceived. And we must pray always that we must pray. Christ said that in the last days when he shall be deceived. Mass deception on all levels. Christ said that in the last days when he shall be deceived. Deception on all levels. Christ said that in the last days when he shall be deceived. And we must pray always that we may be counted worthy to escape the things coming to the world. Explanation. There are two systems, and we're going to follow. And many people are going to be forced into the B system. B system is an economic system.
So you're talking about the beast system, all right? Give me a second here. The elect will not be deceived. You're going to have Israelites that's going to lead you in the darkness. Oh, well, he's an Israelite. Let me go. He's an Israelite teacher. Let me go ahead and follow him. You got to, well, you got to be of the elect. If you're not of the elect, you're not going to get the whole 100% truth. So let's listen to a little bit more.
Because it said no man should be able to buy or sell. The scripture should have also said that you won't be able to buy, pay for things, or sell. So we pay for bills, pay for our property taxes, rent to the Queen of England. So this land is we're renting this land from the Queen of England. The Queen of England owns this land. The Queen of England owns America.
Esau owns Africa because the MOTB system is coming to Africa. There was one story I didn't get a chance to see it. That one of the men, elders, or one of the men of GMS did on I believe it was Nigeria, that they're going cashless. I mean, there's so many. I get so many notifications. I can't even keep up with it. So I backlog, and I finally get. A lot of times, you see a video, you watch it, you can't even watch a whole video because another notification come up. You got to go do something. You're in the middle of doing the video, so it's hard to keep. It's it's like what we do is like juggling, 1,000 balls up in the air, tennis balls, what you can't do. So you do the best you can. But I'm constantly getting notifications, man. We're constantly, Israel, and like Richard Pryor said, he said, Jesus on my mind. Well, guess what? This whole Hebrew Israelite thing is always on my mind. Always on my mind. As soon as I come in the crib, I put the computer on, see what the notifications are, see what new videos came out. And I might do a video based upon somebody doing a video, whether it be negative or positive. I add on to the video that the brother did. Oh, this is a great video. Let me put my take on that video. What we call a response to that video. If somebody says something negative, a vocab, whatever the case may be. We're constantly in this thing. We're in it. Okay, so if you really, if this guy's eyes were truly open, he would know that Africa, the beast system is going to be throughout the whole planet Earth. Them people over there in Africa, man, they're under this. This is this man's system. Who do you think they're going to start flying? Well, they fly a plane. He's been on planes. He went to Africa. The captain of the plane the captain and the pilot and the co-pilot, they spoke English, all right? Whether they're African, it could be African, the international, the language of aeronautics is English. In Russia and Germany, they got to speak English in order for you to fly a plane internationally. So they're under the system, man. You ain't escaping the beast system. Talking about if you go to Africa, you don't have to be under the beast system. The beast system's gonna be there to meet you. It's a world system.
So therefore, we have to pay our yearly rent to keep our portion of what we think is land by paying our property taxes. We don't pay our property taxes, then you don't deserve to have your land. What you think is your land because you have to pay the rent. You don't pay your rent, you get kicked out. You don't pay your rent, you get kicked out of your land, your house. That's exactly what happens in America when people don't pay their property taxes. Who comes to kick you out of your land? The government does. Basically, they tell you to get out. And if you don't like it, then you can say, well, I'll just rent then. I'll rent from the person that owns the land now. That bought the land from me. Or the property taxes, I'll just pay them the rent. And now I don't own anything. I'm a renter. This is where America is headed. And we're moving into an economic system where if you stay in it and depend on it at the grocery store and making money so you can pay your property taxes, then you're going to be caught in a situation where you're going to have to be in the system, the B system, be able to.
The B system is going to be a world system. Read Revelation 3, verse 10. Read Revelation 13, verse 15, 16, 17, and 18.
Buy, sell, and pay for things in America because we can't sustain ourselves without this system. Most black people can't sustain themselves without the grocery store, without a job. Why? Because we're individualized. We're not together. How are we going to survive if we're not together? We're just individualized, trying to make it on our own when complete chaos is about to happen. Well, in the advent of war and
chaos is happening all around the world right now. The American media, they choose not to put it on the news. There's all kind of chaos going on and wars taking place all over the planet. But the news is to keep you in that little bubble. The war in Ukraine is not the only war that's going on. That's not the place where everybody's dying by gunfire. There's wars. Look over there in the land of Israel, man. The so-called land of Israel, Palestine. The Palestinians are constantly fighting against the so-called Israeli government, whatever you want to call it, the state of Israel.
Invasion to a country, complete chaos. 911's not answering your calls. Hospitals are full. Telecommunications is down. The grocery stores aren't open, or there's no food at the grocery store, or you don't have the money, or there's no electricity, there's no gasoline. Gas stations are closed down. It's going to be complete chaos. People are going to be not knowing what to do. The government's going to have a plan. The plan is to round you up, put you all together in one place. It's called a fever camp. So to the districts in the Hunger Games. Pay attention to these things clearly, y'all. The Bible says that we're going to come out of the nation we were scattered to, out of the land of our captivity, the land where we were scattered amongst the heathen. The Bible says that for 400 years, that nation who we serve and been oppressed under, he is going to judge that nation. What other nation?
That's talking about ancient Egypt. That's talking about Mizraim. That has nothing to do with America. There's another thing he goes off on.
World could that be? Is it Egypt? Is it Iraq? Ghana? Is it Congo? Is it Nigeria? Or is it America?
It's the bulk of the slaves. Slaves are coming over here from the early 1500s. All right. You had a lot of from West Africa. You had the first bulk of slaves go down into Santo Domingo, the island of Hispaniola. So you got a lot of those so-called Dominicans that are really Judites and Benjaminites and maybe even some Levites. So let's go with the 19 was it 1619? So 400 years from 1619 would be what is it? 1619, 17, 18, 19, 20, 2019. So we should have been out of here in 2019, 2019, 20, 21, 22. Here we are going into 23. That's 4 years over that. That's not talking about America. The vision that Abraham Abraham had, it was about coming out of the land of so-called Egypt, Mizraim.
And the people that are behind the scenes controlling America, that birthed America. Same system, the same people that also were the influencers behind the slave trades and the plantations in the Caribbean and in South America, North America. We have to wake up. Anyway, guys, I'm doing a Zoom this Sunday, the 27th at noon, Babylon Eastern Standard Time. Babylon Eastern Standard Time. We're in the belly of the beast of Babylon. We'll meet this Sunday, 27th, February, 12 noon. What's the topic? It's part two of top 10 reasons why African Americans will perish. Many of us will perish in future America. We covered the first top 5 of the deep stuff. Now we're covering the last top 5 and some. If we got time, we'll some information that we can have time to cover what is Mystery Babylon. Who is it? Where is it? You know, all the whole name. Is it America? Because if it is America, then we're in for a lot. And this is not no games. It's serious. People are going to suffer. And as long as you're alive, your natural instincts is to survive, to do whatever it takes to survive. Some people hustle. Some people do things underground, under the table. And when people are eating, people are barely making it, violence is going to increase in America. Africans who use against others for that violence. Nobody.
And that happened through the history of certain parts of Africa too. Africa is not Wakanda.
This is starving in America. If they can use their muscle.
Scripture said the Most High servants will eat.
And any type of metal, tool, whatever you call it, to force their will on somebody else because they're hungry. Survival of the fittest. If you haven't prepared, if you don't understand scripture, then this is the reason why people are trying to homestead, people are trying to get land in America.
Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom. I guess this is all I'm gonna get out of him. You know, he does kind of understand the MOTB. He knows that America's Babylon the Great, but his thing is we got to get out of here. But like I showed you, the whole chariot thing. If your spiritual eyes were open and you were one of the elect, you'll see it. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.